All right, Vegas Sports here with the starting right tackle for the Raiders, man. Obviously Chip coached his last game last time. What were some of the things you learned from him, and what were your, thoughts on him having to be let go?
I enjoyed the time with, Coach Chip. I learned a lot. He just, helped us feel comfortable, helped us, everybody just take it one play at a time, not think too much. And, obviously, they want to change up front. So, the hope is that, it brings a little rejuvenation to us and, everybody just goes out and executes better. So, I try not to think too much of it, just go out and execute, and whatever's called, do my job as best as I can.
You've been, one of the healthy, consistent parts of the offensive line. You've had a lot of injuries and everything. How have you held up on that, and in general, how do you think everything's holding up?
Yeah, that's the big thing for me, just being available, not trying to make the line change too much. We of course injuries happen, and we already had some changes, so I'm just trying to stay consistent and not having to make it as harder than it already is. And at the end of the day, it's whoever gets thrown in there, you have to go out and execute as best as you can and go through practice, get as much work with them as you can. That's just the big thing for me, just being available to be able to do that and get the reps down in practice.
Have you had to even take, in year two, more of a leadership role with guys going down and everything?
Yeah, I feel like it's going to grow each year, so it's more than it was last year, and I feel like next year it's going to be even more. So I'm still learning in that as well, looking at guys like Colton and Alex Kappa. But I feel like each year is going to get more, and I feel like that's what comes with it. The more experience you have, you got to take more of a leadership role.
What is it like in the O-line room when things are struggling, especially the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, everybody's optimistic because we know we can do better, and we want to go out there and show that. So we just coming in looking forward to each week, getting in practice, busting our tails, getting the reps, getting the timing and all that, and trying to go put a good product on the field.
DJ, I know you mentioned that you look to a lot of the veterans on the offensive line in terms of, leadership and things like that, but you've started a lot of games in your first 2 seasons in the league. What have those starts taught you in terms of on the field?
It really just helps you slow down, slow the game down. Like, I remember my first game, everything was going so fast, and, it's kind of a blur. You don't really know what's going on, but, as you're out there, you just learn to start reading people, reading the defenses, and kind of seeing, you can anticipate what's going to happen. You can get that to, the people you're playing beside faster. So it just kind of lets you see everything and be able to communicate better across the board.
How would you describe the differences in terms of divisional games versus non-divisional games? Is it a little bit more intense as it seems? Is that made up? Is it a mixture of both?
No, it's definitely more intense. Because you see these teams 2 times a year, and you want to get both, but you definitely don't want to lose both. So, it really is, like you said, it's like a playoff game every time, and guys are out there battling, giving everything they got, doing whatever it takes to try to get the win. And I would definitely say it is what it's talked about. It's definitely like a playoff game every time you go out there.
Obviously a game like the last one for Geno is probably pretty frustrating for him. How well do you think, he's handled that as the leader of the team?
Yeah, I think he's been good. Geno's been playing for a long time, and he knows what he has to do, and he still encourages us, still talks to us, still lets us know, whatever it is we need to know. So I feel like he'll be fine. Like every game has ups and downs. And fortunately, we've had a couple bad games. Not just him, it's everybody. So, just him being a leader, being consistent, it's huge for us, and we see it. And he comes out every day and works as well. So, it's huge for us, and we know we're going to get out of jail. He's going to lead us. He's going to be there for us.
And lastly, DJ, it's not all bad, right? You guys have made progress somewhere. Where do you feel like you guys have made the most progress over the season?
Obviously, last game we didn't like how we protected, but there's been games where we protected well. There's been games where we ran well, and we're like I said, the beginning of the season the run game wasn't that well, and it's been growing. We've been hitting runs here and there. Now the key is just consistently doing it, and I think it has been growing. I think it's going to continue to grow. And we're going to work at it today and see what we can put out on Sunday.
Thanks, DJ. Thanks,